Hey everyone, now we have another go-round with Buster Keaton in his classic 1928 silent comedy, Steamboat Bill Jr. Now William Steamboat Bill Canfield Sr., as played by Ernest Torrance, owner of the riverboat the Stonewall Jackson, is facing competition from his rival J.J. King, Tom McGuire, with his new riverboat, the King. Now, Bill receives a telegram stating that his son, William Canfield Jr., Buster Keaton, whom he hasn't seen since he was a baby, is coming to visit him. Now, Bill is anticipating a big strong man like himself, and so he is disappointed to see that his son is much smaller and sporting a small mustache and carrying a ukulele. Now, the father tries to buy his son a new wardrobe better fitting for work on a steamboat. And while this is happening, Junior runs into King's daughter, Kitty King, Marion Byron, whom Junior knew from Boston and liked. Now, of course, their fathers are less than thrilled and try to keep them apart. Now, when the Stonewall Jackson riverboat is condemned, Bill gets into a fight with King and is subsequently arrested. Junior tries, and fails, to get his father out. Then a big cyclone hits, forcing Junior to do what he can to save everyone. Now, after all the success he had been enjoying, rising through shorts under Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle before going solo and then making his own feature films, Buster Keaton closed out his run of independent movies with Steamboat Bill Jr. After The General failed at the box office, Buster was given slightly less control on his films, being assigned a director on College from 1927, as well as a production supervisor to help keep the costs in check. Now, while he was still stuck with another director for Steamboat Bill Jr., at least this time it turned out to be a good friend of his, Chuck Reisner, who ended up co-directing the film with him. Now, Chuck was the one who suggested Buster should play the son of a steamboat pilot. They did have to make some changes with the movie, as they had originally planned to have the end take place during a flood. But after some actual floods on the Mississippi River along that time, it was felt that ending with the flood would be in bad taste, and so they made it into a cyclone. Sadly, after this movie, Buster Keaton's longtime producer, Joseph Schenck, had become president of United Artists, devoted his full energies towards that, and no longer financed Buster's production company. So Buster soon signed with MGM, but found out that they had no real idea how to handle him and forced him to go on with their ideas instead of giving him his creative freedom, starting his downfall. Now, Steamboat Bill Jr. is probably one of the few Buster Keaton silent movies I had seen before. So after several viewings, it's one I still very much enjoy. It is a whole lot of fun, and I can certainly say it worked from start to finish. So much of the early going gives us Buster's character as a klutz in everything he tried to do, from learning how to run the steamboat to his romance to breaking his father out of jail. And yet, during the cyclone, his fortunes are reversed and he becomes a hero to all. Oh, that cyclone scene is very, very impressive, with all the buildings that come apart, including the one that falls on Buster and misses him as he goes through the window. And then there's all the wind that threatens to stop him from moving, and then there's the tree that he holds on to as it's blown off its roots and into the river. Honestly, this movie is a lot of fun, and one of his best, in my opinion. Very easy movie for me to recommend. Now, this movie is available on Blu-ray and DVD from Cohen Media Group with The General as part of the Buster Keaton Collection, Volume 1. This release includes a new restoration undertaken by Cohen. My own personal opinion is that this transfer looks fantastic, but I have also seen some experts say that it still has some issues. As I am far from an expert on the subject, I would certainly suggest seeking out other opinions. But if in between the price and the store transfer for The General, I still feel like this release is worth it, at least for those that don't have the movie to begin with. Now, this movie is 1 hour and 11 minutes in length. Well, that's all I should have to say on this one, everybody. Thanks for listening, and I hope you'll keep tuning in for more.